All right, hoity-toity restaurants. No, I don't mean that as because they're bad restaurants. They're just very highfalutin, as we call them.
Yeah.
You ever sit down at one that's got everything laid out, and you're at a nice function of some kind, and which typically means I've been invited, and I'm functioning way above my head. I'm not an up there person. I'm just an old regular guy, and sometimes I get invited to hoity-toity functions, and I'm always checking the room out to make sure I don't do something stupid, which is more than capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? Doing a faux pas. As my mom used to say, a fox pass. So I don't do one of those fox passes. But the salad fork has always got me because I know that there's a salad fork.
Isn't it the smallest one?
I have no idea. I don't understand why we decided, somebody somewhere, that we had to make forks different sizes, and you had to be sure that it was placed, that the fork, because when the salad gets served, I can't eat until I take a mental vote of the other people at the table, which fork they reached for.
And then
what if someone who mattered came along and they were I don't know, give me a job at $100,000 a year or something, and they went, oh no, we're just not going to do that because he's using the wrong fork.
And don't they have like a chilled fork too? Apparently, there's a chilled fork.
I've had, maybe it's the salad fork. Maybe I carry an infrared temperature reader around with me. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. But there's one in my truck. I just keep it with me. Somebody says, "Boy, that's really hot." I go, "Well, let me tell you how hot it is."
Right.
Or, "Boy, that's really cold." I think every man, if you're a real man, you have a laser.
It's neat too. You can just target it at anything.
You can check I guess you could check your own temperature. As long as you don't shine it in your eye.
Yeah, just straight at your forehead.
But Emily Post. Remember Emily Post?
Yeah.
Do you really? Because I'm telling.
I mean, I don't know her specifically.
There you go.
I don't
you're rolling
personally.
With me. Okay.
Personally, apparently, you seem to know her personally.
Well, no, she used to have a column back in the days when America had couth. We had culture. We had couth. Everybody try. You always, when you went somewhere, you dressed up. You know what I'm saying? If you flew on an airplane, you dressed up. Now, we had problems, no question about that, but, if you look at the civil rights demonstrators that are in the news of late because of all the racial crap coming out of the Democratic Party, and if you'll notice, they had suits and ties on while they marched down the streets. Everybody dressed up. Everybody dressed dignified. I mean, But anyway, getting back to the salad fork, I don't know if it's the big one, the little one, the cold one, or hot one.
I usually don't try to get bothered by that. Well, I'm just hungry.
Well, I am
apparently.
too. I am too. But here's the problem. All right, here. So I found some rules.
Some etiquette.
Yeah, I mean, this rules to me. You have to bear in mind, I have been known to, on more than one occasion, at a nice sit-down dinner, to take out my pocket knife and cut something. I know that I know that I'm probably breaking 1,000 rules. But when somebody gives me like I'm eating a steak and the knife is just, they give you a knife thinking that the knife will go along with the steak, which would just melt in your mouth, which is unfortunately tough as the tongue of a boot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can't do anything with the knife. And so Derrell, he reaches into here, a third party person. I reach into my pocket and I pull out my pocket knife and I cut my steak. And I look at people and they're especially the women, they're over there going, "Oh Lord, no." He pulled out his pocket knife. And the guys are secretly going, "That's cool. He has a pocket knife." You can tell. You can tell.
Yeah.
That real sit down. All right, knife blades are always placed with the cutting edge toward the plate. You have to do that, or you've committed.
So it's at an angle.
No.
Oh, it's vertical.
Well, it's there on the side.
But the serrated part is facing
the plate.
Okay.
Or non-serrated.
If it's a butter knife.
Well, it depends on whether or not you have to pull out your own pocket knife. Yeah. No more than 3 of any implement are ever placed on the table except when an oyster fork is used in addition to 3 other forks. Okay, so we've got an oyster fork now added to the other 3 forks. If more than 3 courses are served before dessert, then the utensils for the 4th course or brought in with the food.
I really don't know if I can make it to the fourth course.
I'm not sure I can do that. Likewise, the salad fork and knife may be brought in when the salad course is served. Dessert spoons and forks are brought in on the dessert plate just before dessert is served. That's nice to know.
So not all the utensils are out all at once. They are, I guess, brought out to you as the next course is coming up.
Okay, let's go. I'll give you a quick rundown of the different kinds of forks there are. Now this is serious stuff.
I kind of want to take a guess at some of these.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, first off,
fork, we got that.
And oyster fork. I didn't know that.
Well, okay, all right. Well, that's not fair. That an oyster fork you're not going to see in a lot of snooty tooty places. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it's already open. It's a half shell. I mean, you don't have to
I'm thinking,
shuck it.
Well, I would personally, if I sat down at a table, a formal seating, and I saw an oyster fork, I'd go, hot dog, raw oysters.
Yeah.
Where's the crackers?
Right. Hot sauce and crackers.
Yeah. So okay, so you've got. I'm going to give you the oyster fork, although that is not fair because that was a new one to both of us, and that's you just trying to
be impressive now.
Be impressive. Oyster fork. What's next?
Salad fork. Would there be a steak fork?
No.
Not a steak. Not a chicken fork.
No.
How about a dessert fork? A cake fork.
Oh, slow down. No. There is a dinner fork.
Oh, see, that's a broad fork.
That wasn't part of the rules. You were going to pick out the fork. So we've got the oyster fork.
That's one.
The dinner fork.
Two.
The salad fork. There's a
Three.
Fourth.
How many other courses could you have? An appetizer fork.
This fork gets this particular item gets its own fork.
Oh, so now we're going back to singularity, like a oyster fork.
Fish fork.
I was going to say shrimp fork.
I'm thinking that the oyster fork could
substitute itself.
Pull a double and do the oysters.
A dovetail.
All right, knives. How many knives? Dinner knife, obviously.
Butter knife. Is that such a thing? Do they call it margarine knife or something?
Yes, there is a butter knife. You lucked out on that one.
Okay, good.
What do I say? Dinner knife, butter knife,
steak knife,
salad knife.
Well, I've seen. My mother likes to cut up her salad, and I go, "Well, what's wrong with eating it whole?"
Well, because you've got to shove that big leaf of salad in your mouth, and it's like putting the rag in a Molotov cocktail. It sticks out everywhere, and you're pouring it.
Oh wait, yeah, because we're in a hoity-toity restaurant.
We're in a hoity-toity place, and the ranch dressing, which you've ordered way too much of, and put not only the ranch dressing that came with it, but the extra that you ordered on the side, you've dumped on there. So now you're stuffing that big piece of lettuce in your mouth. There's ranch dressing falling on your what? Shirt.
On your shirt.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a.
You got it all over your face too now.
This is probably one of the reasons that I eat so much fast food. It's hard to make a mistake unwrapping something. You know what I'm saying?
In the privacy of your own car.